Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are doing a fun little challenge with the Twitch community. So I wanted to take a small break from Monster Mashes, and I thought it'd be a fun opportunity to do a fun challenge that I haven't done in forever. I used to do it all the time when I was younger, and now I'm doing it again. And it's on the new tablet. This is gonna be the official first drawing on the new tablet. And what better thing to draw on the new tablet than a Genderbend challenge? So the Twitch chat is gonna send me a couple different characters and we will vote on what character we are going to genderbend. And basically what that means, let's just take like Ruby from Ruby as an example. If she's chosen, we take her and make her a guy. Basically you just swap and make them the opposite gender. All right, Twitch chat, go ahead and send me your suggestions of different characters that you wanna see genderbent. So the Twitch chat has voted, and it was between Bowser from Mario, Anna from Frozen, Bolin from The Legend of Korra, Hades from Hercules, the Disney movie, or Kratos from the God of War. So let's see what was picked. Oh my god, it's Kratos by one vote. One vote beat out Bowser. I am so excited. I love Kratos. I love those games. I really need to finish them, but this is gonna be a kick-ass female warrior. I am psyched. So first we're gonna start off with a couple sketches so I can kind of get my ideas and head wrapped around this, and then we will dive in and create this new gender-bent female awesome warrior Kratos. So for this part of the process, I first start out with kind of brainstorming what female figure the female Kratos would have. And I was assuming kind of more of an athletic build, obviously because Kratos is super ripped and jacked. So our female Kratos should also be equally ripped and jacked. She might not have as much definition as Kratos does, just because for females it's a little bit harder to get as cut and chiseled as men, but I still wanted to give her some muscle definition and at least a little bit of like arms and abs. So I added that to the character and then took the outfit from Kratos and tried to translate it onto the female form. And to make it safe for work for YouTube, I added a sash to go over her chest area since we want to be kind of family friendly, but if I could have chosen, I would have just made her topless to match the Kratos aesthetic. And then from there, I brainstormed different looks for her face and facial structure along with her hairstyle. I know Kratos is originally shaven clean and bald, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting to play around with the idea of having this female version with some really cool and interesting warrior hair, and to kind of play around with the idea of maybe part of the head is shaved to still match the overall Kratos look. Okay, so I finished the rough sketches of some ideas for this female Kratos warrior, and I just tried a couple of different hairstyles because I didn't know if I wanted to keep the bald head or if I wanted to give her like a warrior haircut, and I'm kind of really digging this one right here. I really like the side braids and then keeping the hair on top and then like a long braid in the back, because you need to have practical hair when you're fighting. If it's long and going everywhere, anyone can grab it, but man, if you have this like practical out of the way haircut, you are set. So I think I'm gonna go with this, and I also really like how the face looks on this one. And then in terms of the outfit, I think to make up for basically Kratos being topless, I'm gonna kind of give her this kind of toga look to match the time period and to match, I guess, the Kratos inspiration. So I really like how this looks overall. I'm gonna change the body proportions a bit. I might push some muscles a little bit more, maybe in the arms or the neck, in a couple different places to really make her look really buff and muscular. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and do a new dynamic pose for the final piece, and then we'll do the line art and color. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So basically how I started out this process was first of all trying to pick a dynamic and interesting pose for the character to stand in, and I wanted her to look very much like in a warrior stance or ready to attack, or just kind of a kick-ass and awesome pose. And I also wanted a pose that I could show off the blades, because one of my favorite things from the God of War games are the weapons. They just have so many intricate and awesome designs, and the main blades that Kratos uses are just awesome. I love all the patterning and the glow effects and just the whole overall look and design of the blades. So I was wanting to really make sure that I captured them within the drawing and they got at least a good amount of face time. Plus, it was an excuse for me to practice weapons. I am kind of hit and miss when it comes to drawing weapons, and I wanted to push myself and try to draw one since it had been a while. So then after developing the pose and figuring out how I wanted the character to sit, I went in and did the line art with my Clean Comics brush from my Kyle T. Webster brush pack, and just went in and added some refining details. This part was a lot of fun, just going in and cleaning up the sketch and seeing the character slowly come into form. And then I also had a blast, like I said, doing the line art for the weapons. It was a lot of fun to try to look up all the little intricate details that go into these weapon designs specifically. And I also had a bit of a challenge trying to figure out how I was going to layer this piece, because like I said in a previous bit of this video, I kind of could see myself making this Kratos kind of topless, because in ancient times, women didn't always have toga tops or whatever. And specifically, I think warrior women probably wouldn't want to worry about that type of stuff. So I wanted to have the ability to have both versions of the character, so then I could have one for Patreon, one for YouTube. And so I was also trying to think of how to layer it so then I could have both versions ready and be able to release both on Patreon. So then after going through and adding the line art, I went through and just did the double layered up line art. So then one was with the toga and one was not with the toga. And then I went in and started doing some rough coloring, and it was really interesting because I've never painted a character this pale before. I mean, I know I'm super pale skinned, but not to the point of Kratos, because holy crap, he is just like barely like gray. He's almost as white as the paper. So that was a little bit interesting, trying to see where my colors did fill in or not filled in. But I really had a lot of fun more jumping in and coloring the armor specifically. It was really fun to make more of the shiny metals, and then going in and making sure I added all the cool textures from Kratos' design. I think one thing that helped this a lot was I was already starting with a very well-designed character that had a lot of cool elements that I could place on this character. So even if you saw the female version of Kratos, you would know, like, okay, yeah, that is for sure a Kratos, just because of the body paint, the very specific outfit, the colors, the textures, the whole thing. So it was really fun to kind of translate something that's already so established into a new form. So after putting in the base colors, I go in and I add, I guess, a little bit of flair to the piece. Specifically within the weapons, I add the glowing red effect to the blades, which made it just look awesome. And then I went in and added the different tones and textures and shading to the metals and to the character overall. And then after kind of blocking in the rough areas of the shadows and shading, I kind of jump in and do a little bit more detailing, like on the belt and on, I guess, the front sash thing, and making sure to get at least a similar pattern to what is in the original Kratos look. And then one fun trick I'll share with you guys is, in terms of painting chains quickly, a fun little technique that you guys might like is that you make a new layer and you add a stroke to it. So you do a thin black stroke so you can go around and add all these chains, but you don't need to exactly draw the outline of every single chain link. So I hope you guys like that little tidbit insight, and maybe it will help you draw a bunch of chains in your future. So from here, just I'm finishing up with the shading, detailing, and I'm going to go in and add some highlights, and then we are done. Alright, so we are all done with this Genderbend challenge, and I love how this turned out. It was so much fun to do Kratos as this kick-ass buff warrior woman, and she looks awesome. So then I was also kind of torn on if I wanted to make her topless like Kratos, but I had a feeling I'd hit some, probably some flags here on YouTube. So just to be safe, I wanted to cover her up a bit, but if you would like the topless version of this warrior woman, you can go over to my Patreon. I'll be releasing both over there. So overall, this challenge was a blast, and I'd like to thank the Twitch community for sending me a lot of awesome recommendations, and if you guys would like to participate in any other future Twitch streams, make sure to follow me over at twitch.tv/KMcCaigue. I would love to do this challenge again. Let me know if you guys like this, or if you would like me to genderbend any other characters, and I guess that's it for now, so until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.